You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Yes. What's good, my G?
What is good? It feels great to be back. I will say that.
100%.
The smile on my face right now, fam.
100 right now.
Yeah.
Let's go. Feels good to be back. What'd you do this summer?
You know what? The last month has been great, but let's not look past the elephant in the room. Hey everyone. New studio, new look, new feel, new vibes. Season 2 Blueprint Radio. We're here.
You heard?
It's just we're leveling up, feeling great. A lot of hard work has gone in for the last 8 months, so appreciate everybody that's been a part of this journey with us so far. You know, we still climbing that mountain peak, but we getting closer to that top.
Yo, for everybody listening to the audio, make sure you check us out on YouTube, Instagram. Yes. All the videos will be available shortly, but man.
And don't forget, gotta get this right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends and families, your co-workers at the water cooler. Share with everybody.
Comment.
You know, the visual's about to be lit. Y'all gonna get sick of us and love us, but we love that. So, Blueprint Radio, baby. Season 2, Phase 2 of our MCU. Let's get it.
Part 2.
So, as you asked me a question, how was my month? My month, where do I start? We've done stuff collectively. We had some really good meetings over that time frame.
Facts.
How about this? Okay, so what I did. First things first, I'll shout out my cousin Jamin. He had his engagement party, Fame Holidays.
Yes.
Is his stage name. A really hot artist in the city. For those that know, we're gonna get him on the show in the coming weeks. But want to shout out Bree, his fiance, and welcome to the family. But the event was amazing. I love to be around family and friends, and met her side of the family, and it was a great vibe.
That's dope.
A lot of good people, a lot of beautiful people there. The wedding is about to get lit. So, for that, I did that. Went to P&D. Went to that concert, that Pseudo OVO Fest.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So that was hard still. I didn't... Saga City in the building, stand up, P&D. I already know what it is. Party next door for those that are a little slow. He put on a show. I've been a fan of his music for quite some time, but I didn't realize how much of a rock star this guy is.
I heard he's living that rock life for real.
Yo, he is. His music is sounding amazing. Yeah. Everybody was singing every single word at that concert, and I've been to Budweiser for everything. I went to the first OVO. I've seen multiple artists there. Last year was just there to see Nas and Wu. And but party was sold out to capacity. If you know anything about Budweiser, the lawn was full. It was great. It was a great show. He brought out Roy Woods, another Canadian act. Is he tied to the restaurants?
I don't know.
Throughout,
I don't know, because that was a weird correlation.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's all these Jamaican restaurants with my man's name on it.
Listen, I'll take it if it is. I'm supporting it. The food's great over there. So if you haven't been to a Roy Woods, please go out and check one. But so he brought out. He came in to do a couple joints, and then the piece de resistance. Mr. Drake himself came out.
The boy.
And did an hour set. Those fans that since the whole beef stuff with Kenny popped off, Drake might have been a little recluse. I would say,
of course. We haven't seen a lot of Drake since everything popped off.
So he popped out, did a set. It was amazing. I was a little disappointed because I'm a rap Drake fan, and he didn't rap a single bar.
He did all the barefoot songs.
Yeah, all of them.
Just on the beach with a linen shirt open.
But hey, you know what it is? I don't mind it. It was a different vibe.
Yeah.
Other than that, went to Caravana for the first time.
Hello.
In 10 years, it felt like. Brought the fam out.
That's dope.
That went extremely well.
You had a summer, bro.
Yo, bro, we working, bro. Listen, I'm outside with a purpose, though.
No, I appreciate that.
And we outside, so don't front like you ain't at half the events I've been to.
I've been
it was good. Everybody from I guess I'll say this, and I hate that I have to say it, but everybody was on the manners and behaved themselves.
Yeah.
But the music was great. You know, I'm not gonna front. There was a lot more asses out, I'd say, this year than I've seen any other year. It's been a little while since I was out there.
I think that's a societal change.
Yeah, I think so. And Carolina fall into line. I'll tell you a little story though. When it comes to the asses themselves, I was so we took an Uber up. Right, I knew the weekend was going to be a pretty busy weekend. You knew that we were back and forth in and out the city, you know, multiple times, almost every single day.
Heard you.
And so our Uber driver, Yuri, Russian guy, I believe, cool guy, right? So we're driving now, and I'll be honest with you, it took us like an hour and a half to get to Exhibition Stadium. Yeah. And so Yuri, so we're passing OVO, and that's where a lot of the
festivities.
Well, the people were setting up. So as we're passing there, Yuri sees a bunch of beautiful black women there in their traditional Caribbean garb.
Yeah.
Yuri literally was driving forward, looking right, brucking his neck like he's never seen this before.
Almost crashed up the whip.
Because the family's in the whip. I had to give Yuri one of those looks to be like, dog, you don't do that again. You dig? But I kind of understood it, right?
Like, respectfully.
So as we're getting towards the end and we're ready to hop out, this you know, a beautiful lady passes by,
yes,
you know, with, you know, skin out the door, and this guy makes a U-turn, turns at the wrong spot, and asks us in the car. So, mind you, I'm there with my youths. Yo, and the wife. Yo, you see that? Yo, nah.
Yuri's losing
I had to look at Yuri like, yo, for real, Yuri?
He probably didn't know your youths were your youths because, you know, you're a younger guy.
Yeah, still. But anyways, even with the female in the whip, bro, my guy was acting like he was a 14-year-old boy.
He just had to be truthful about what was happening.
It's all good.
Shout out to Yuri because sometimes it gets like that.
No, I get it. Listen, I said come down. It's a free event. Enjoy yourself. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Yuri there every single year. But other than that, you know, we just got into a bunch. How was yours? How was your month?
Bro,
I know you celebrated a birthday.
Firstly, celebrated an engagement, Stag and Doe.
Congrats. You know
what I mean? We had crazy stuff going on.
That was fire.
All types of games, all types of prizes. Had mad support I didn't even know came out the woodwork. Yeah. So shout out to everybody for coming out, having a great time, winning prizes.
The event was fire. Fire.
Bartending services.
Yes, sir.
All that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Then we get into my birthday. My girl throws me an unexpected birthday party with a lot of my close friends, about 15 of us.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very amazing.
You know.
The spot was fly too?
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're by the Water Snug Harbor, a nice little restaurant.
Oh, fly spot.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I just been outside, so I did a couple barbecues. Yeah. I did a couple events with you. We were out in Carabana.
Outside,
we was having fun. Went to Jambana.
Yeah.
All types of stuff. Just getting my business together and getting ready. But like, it's been a good time, but now it's back to business.
That's it. Did you watch anything? Did you see anything? I know. Summertime isn't the time to kind of get caught on the couch or nothing like that. But
I've been watching this documentary.
Yeah.
Happened in Southern Ontario. You know it very well. Paul Bernardo.
Oh shoot! There's a new doc.
There's a new doc on Netflix. I think it's 3 or 4 parts. Very, very, very crazy.
On Netflix?
Yeah, Seeing the Mind. Paul is blaming Carla Homolka.
Oh, man.
Carla's not telling the truth. The lawyer had the tapes for 15 months and didn't share them with nobody. So it's crazy. You know I love those type of docs. I'm a murder mystery guy.
Yeah.
There's actually at my old high school. There's actually a stone and like a setting for Leslie Mahaffey, who came from that area.
She went to that school? Or
yeah,
that area?
Okay. She's from up there.
Oh, shit.
Crazy. So I've known this story, but you know, sometimes you want to watch that. Watch the doc. I've been watching mad docs, just regular stuff.
In regards to the Paul Bernardo is one because that's one that kind of like, that was like the biggest probably crime story other than OJ in my life. You know what I mean?
That was hitting very close to home.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
like, I lived in St. Catharines.
Yeah.
Lived in Burlington. No Scarborough. No everything in between there. Been to been used to party in Port Dalhousie, so I know where everything happened and where he stashed so it was like I was young at that time, but it brought back a lot of memories of watching the news with my parents.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, like, kids nowadays don't understand what it is to sit down and watch the news with your parents.
Yo, the news, America's Most Wanted.
You know, you only had you might have had one or two TVs in the house. If you didn't want to be inside bored, you're watching news.
I'm gonna take in that doc because I want to take it in as an adult as opposed to like what I remember, as a kid.
You know what's a good one? Yeah. The OJ doc where Cuba Gooding Jr. plays OJ.
Oh, that FX.
Yeah. That series was very on point. Watch that one again. I think you should because
I watched it in spurts originally.
But it's a mark of the time. And then you remember and seeing a lot of things that you forgot. Like I knew every name on the case. I remember Greta Van Susteren used to be on CNN. I used Judge Ito, Christopher Darden, and you see his relationships. Like it's just crazy. So it's like it was so nostalgic for me. Like there's few things in life where you remember where you were.
100%.
I came, because it was like early June.
Yeah.
Came back from Sound of Music Festival in Burlington by the waterfront. Yeah. Came back, was watching the Knicks playoff game. They cut it off.
Right to it.
And we watched AC Callen drive him in that Bronco. And you know that white Bronco is synonymous and famous.
Yeah, I'm big on that right now. Going back to watch docs that happened when I was young and I knew a little bit about, but like I didn't really have full context. And as an adult, where I have so much information and privy to so much, like, I want to see the lens that I'm viewing it in now versus as a kid.
And you're on your parents' lens too, right? You're listening to what they're saying and understanding how they're feeling about the trial. But now, as an older person, I can make my own decisions, and the knowledge that's being imparted, I can wisdom it out and figure out 100%. What really was going on, because people are saying it was OJ's son.
Well, I saw that take recently.
And we also didn't know that Nicole Brown had a maintenance man who was a serial killer
as well.
So it's like these facts excluded from the case. I mean, OJ did look guilty
on purpose, by accident. Like, who knows, right? It's just first of all, it's Hollywood, right? When you deal with it, like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, which we'll get to a little bit later. I myself took the fam out to go see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, and again, I'm gonna get you on that fiction wave, dog. Like, I
can't.
Will get you.
My girl was watching it on the box.
Yo,
it was the cam footage though.
Yo, it was a very entertaining movie. I think Marvel, they won with this one. Ryan Reynolds is an absolute star in this role. He's going to be playing it for the rest of his life. They even make a joke about Wolverine or Hugh Jackman being able to play this role for the rest of their life, because now, just so you know, I'll get you caught up, they're going through the whole multiverse, and in the multiverse, you can literally die in one movie, and they can bring you back in another movie from another universe. So
this
these characters,
thing,
I'm telling you, it's a little wild right now. I'll be honest with you, but as for a movie, I think it's good. I think it's almost like they're restarting the MCU again. They're rebooting it with, obviously, because now Marvel has access to the X-Men entities and some of the other entities that they didn't have before the Fantastic Four. So it's almost, and me growing up in the age that I grew up in, the Avengers were there, but they weren't the forefront. Like, I knew about Iron Man. Like, for me as a kid, it was the X-Men. You understand what I'm saying?
Fact,
it was the X-Men #1. So now that we're able to, and the first 3 movies that came out, or 5 movies actually that came out before, were pretty good by Fox. I really want to see what Disney has to do with it. But for a whole movie, it was good. But other than that, you taking Vultures?
I haven't taken in Vultures 2 yet. I've been really relaxed on music.
Okay, bet.
Next show I will definitely have a take on that, and that Benny tape that came out with the BSF, Black Sopranos family. But and
the reason why I said I wanted your take on it quickly is the fact that there's a lot of different takes in regards to the Vultures 2 versus Vultures 1. Like, a lot of people think it's absolutely trash.
Yeah.
I'm not on the side of that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Vultures 1 was good. I think Vultures 2, I wouldn't be surprised if Ye says you got to listen to it all together in one pocket, because it feels like it's almost like a different act. You understand what I'm saying? Like Vultures 1 is an act, Vultures 2 is a different act, and Vultures 3, like, and like in between these 6 months that we're getting in between albums are the intermissions. You understand what I'm saying? I want you to take it in because I think the vibe is a little different. So I can understand if you're looking. The beats are still hard. Take it in. We'll do a quick. We'll
do a quick review.
Yeah, a quick review on it.
But I love how the show's going.
Yeah.
Let's get into a little bit of music.
All right, let's do it.
Come back with some entertainment for y'all.
All right, so we're going to run right now. We're going to run some Benny the Butcher, Black Soprano Family Kitchen Table, Hit Stick. It's this new Kodak Black. It's going. And then we're going to run this new Lotto, which let's review that too. The Lotto, the Lotto Cooks. This is Brokey, Blueprint Radio. You already know what it is.
Let's get it.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
News and entertainment with Matic and Roses.
Yes. We're back with the entertainment segment. So, since we've been off, a lot has been going on. Let's talk about it.
Let's get to it.
America's former president, Trump, was shot.
Word?
Failed assassination attempt. Got hit in the ear, grazed his ear. Shooter is gone already. He was done within minutes. They found him and got him within minutes. When Trump was getting shot, he put his fist up to salute to show he's okay and he's safe. Is this not a soap opera, my G?
Dog, I call Cap 5950 starter new era.
Big
I don't know
Cap.
what you want. Huge
Big
cap. But on the real, I think homie won the election with it.
I think it was a ploy to get the people off him. He was supposed to go to jail.
Yeah, so the way I look at it still, it's like it's the elections. We've watched movies our whole life. But the one thing that we also have in common is that we watch wrestling. And, I'm going to hark back to, I remember, this might be the first time I remember. It might have been a Hogan thing, but I do remember a match with Ric Flair and Mankind. No, Nick Foley. I'm not sure if it was Mankind or Cactus Jack or whatever it was. Yeah. But I remember Mankind punching Ric Flair in the face, and his face exploded. And it didn't make no sense to me, dog. Like, it didn't make any sense. And I remember Nick Foley throwing something out the ring, and as a kid it just didn't click, and then I realized as I got older and understood wrestling that was part of the gig. So if you're gonna say to me that the Celebrity Apprentice ain't gonna try to win this campaign off Hollywood tactics,
listen, if you do something like that, and you escape prison, who's the man to try it? Is Trump not the man to try it?
You can't play with a guy that escapes prison, says I don't pay taxes, grabs coochies wherever he wants, and is able to hit the you win after he gets grazed in the ear. Bro, listen,
unbelievable.
It's only in America.
So the Democrats came with a new tactic. The old president is out. Joe Biden is not running for another term, and his Vice President Kamala Harris will be in that seat. She garnered a lot of attention and raised a lot of money. She raised over how much $1 million, how much hundreds of millions of dollars in 24 hours.
Yeah, she got to that bag, but you're saying that that debate didn't go well for old man Joe.
Joey needed to relax.
So you're going to tell me this, that nobody on the Democratic Party could see that Joe wasn't capable to finish his sentence, but everyone else in TV land could realize that this guy didn't belong up there. Like, is this self-sabotage by the Democrats?
No, I think they knew what they were doing.
Or they were setting this up for Kamala.
They set it up for her.
So this was it. So Joe was just...
She's made the right moves in life. Judge Joe Brown's not too happy with her, as you know.
Granted.
But she's made the right moves, and she might have parlayed into a presidency.
So what they took Gollum out to pasture and we'll never see Joe Biden again? Is that what we're talking about?
like they do the old dog in wild movies.
Yeah. Like
wild movies.
himself, yeah.
They take him out to the back and pop, pop.
Say bye.
You know, Joey's old though.
Yeah.
He couldn't connect with the people anymore, and
Yeah.
you know, American politics is kind of hilarious to me, anyways.
Well, the thing is, though, we get the liberty, you know, being in Canada and being able to look at it like a comedy show, right? And look at it to a certain degree.
That's
they
a
are our
fact.
neighbors,
Yeah.
and so I still want to know who's going to push the button from who's not, who's going to start World War III, because, you know, I am looking for property in Switzerland. You know, those North Korean haircuts don't look too bad depending on who's in office. You dig?
Dog.
You dig? So
No, I heard you. I heard
but
you.
It's we'll see what's gonna happen. I call Trump. You know, Trump's gonna win 2024.
2020,
Or is it
2026?
25 or 2020? No way.
2026.
They're not going to poll for another year and a half. We got to put up with this for another year and a half, my guy.
You know what? We'll research that and get back to you.
I could have sworn it's the end of this year.
But yo,
they stepping it up in high gear. They're having debates and shit, right?
Listen, bro. Let's talk about escaping prison.
Yo.
Biggest news since Buju Bantam himself
Huge
came
news,
out.
Huge news.
Vibes Kartel
Lick up
is
a
home after 13 years. It's not just Vibes, also Sean Storm. I probably met you around the time he went in.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is, we worked with a girl that was on Vibes Kartel's reality show. And you know me, every time I seen her in the cafeteria, I'm singing the song. Yo, she probably didn't like me too much.
13 years though, my guy.
Yeah, he did time. And
2011.
you know what? Respect to Lizard's family. Obviously, this is not the greatest thing for them.
And I was going to start with that.
It's somebody who was convicted of potentially murdering their people.
Yeah.
The trial was kind of like a joke. Like, it was kind of like this Young Thug trial where the details were not ironed out. It didn't play out well, but I mean, Vibes came home looking terrible.
Oh, yo, I don't know if it's the bleaching. I don't know if it's the diet. I don't know what, but it almost looked like they were sending him home just to, you know, say his goodbyes or whatever, because he didn't look good. But what I do love is that there is a concert. Look like it's going to be popping off December 31st in Jamaica.
Are you going?
There is no location. Maybe if I see the location, I might be there. I
see-
want to get there, but that's going to be a hot ticket.
I saw Joe Bogdanovich, which is a big force within reggae, sign him for $4 million USD.
Yo, okay.
Which is unbelievable money, Jamaican. So Vibes has come back to gain everything he lost other than time.
And you can't get the time back. And again, if you remember when Vibes went in, he was dancehall.
No, that's why he went in.
He was, he had way too much control. Jamaica couldn't control it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we know Jamaica as a propaganda state where they listen to everything in the music.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little Vibes cartels right now running around with the bleach face, the tattoos,
and again, you have to kind of
and
look
that
at it.
star image. You know me as a star image. Yo.
Up on the gully side. But
for real, be like...
No, I was going to say, so here's my thing, though. December 31st. You know, shout out to Boy, all love, you already know, but when are we getting the Drake and Vibes track? I think it comes before December. I think either that time. I think we. I
think Drake is one of his special guests.
I think the tune comes and Drake's in Yard
with popcorn.
Yeah, of course.
Because you know the whole Gaza is gonna be rebuilt. Whoever had issues before, you might see Tommy Lee, Gaza Kim, Gaza Slim, all of them are gonna be back. Even Black Rhino.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That's going to be crazy. Another crazy thing in dancehall was Buju on Drink Champs.
Listen, one of the best Drink Champs I think I've seen. The best Drink Champs. I haven't watched Drink Champs since Nori had hair. So, so the fact that
you said he got the Turkish delight.
He went over there. He went a couple times. I feel.
Son, he came back with waves,
bro. Doggy, look at
like Kiss did it too, but Kiss didn't get a shape up like that.
No, his might be the best transplant I've ever seen. Ever seen, but that interview. You know, you see when men's garner respect. And they walk with a certain strut and a certain demeanor that you have to respect it when they walk in the building. That was Buju.
He's also way intellectually over top of Nori's head. No disrespect to Nori, but Nori, he
Even
he wasn't
FN.
the same presence
Even
that he
FN
normally
was
is.
little dim too,
No, because
right?
he came and he said, "You're gonna respect me, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk my facts." And
Yeah.
not that he had an agenda, but he had things to say.
He did. So
I think these are the most. He had the most poignant points.
He did. Very
even
articulate.
even if they're not necessarily true.
Yeah.
Because I seen on the internet where he's facing a lot of backlash.
Let's stay there for a
Regarding
second. Yeah.
reggaeton, not giving dancehall the proper respect.
Afro beats.
I'm not going to talk about that. Afro beats
Yeah.
not being a music where they're speaking towards anything. And he was saying that Jamaica has always been fighting for Africa. Dancehall and reggae is African music, but they never came to Jamaica to draw out who was chanting psalms for your countries.
And here's the thing, and growing up,
Yeah.
we heard all of those righteous African tunes.
Of course.
We understand where Buju's coming from.
Black Mother and
So
Child.
I get it. And I think what Buju, his main point was pay respects where respects are due,
And
I think
do
that
better.
goes for Afro beats. That goes for reggaeton.
Yes.
He was a little pulpity, like on his soapbox when
He
it
was
did
forceful.
Come to that. Yeah, when it came to that, because again, as you know, the internet is a crazy place, and there were definitely people of African descent, not agreeing with him.
Of course not.
To the degree saying that there are certain artists that do speak to the freeing of the land and
Righteousness.
so on and so forth, and the righteousness of it. So I think both sides can be true and right at the same time.
Yes.
Obviously, we want, because we know all of these musics do stem from reggae, that you do honor and respect where it comes from.
Yeah, reggae
there
definitely-
is a sensitivity when it comes to the arts,
Yeah.
where a lot has been taken and not given back to the people,
But
and
hold
given
on.
back to the land. And
I
so on
feel
and so
like
forth.
music is something that's collaborative and people steal pieces from everywhere.
Yeah, but
including like reggae has taken from other genres
yes,
of music.
Yes.
Because
I will
a
agree
lot
with
of
that.
country
Yeah,
music,
absolutely.
rock and roll, it got the same spirit.
Similar bounce, similar
You know what I mean?
cadences,
So-
absolutely.
It's all love, and Jamaicans can't really be mad. And I'm gonna say this as a Jamaican:
Yeah.
we cover everybody's song, dog.
Oh, absolutely.
So how are you gonna be mad when we are the covers?
Yeah.
You feel me?
100%.
But yo, shout out to Buju Banton.
Yeah. And
He
shout
has a
out-
crazy concert coming up here in October. Seats are like 300
Yeah,
a
he
pop.
sold out the venue.
Don't know if
Sold
I'll
out
be
the
there,
venue.
but
That's a tough ticket for Buju. But hey, if we can
Yo.
get there, Blueprint can be there. We'll be there. You already
you know what I mean. We might have to sell some manish water and some soup
Oh,
outside,
what?
or just
Soft
go
things.
outside and pull up.
Soft
You
things.
feel me?
But okay, let's keep it a little local now. Drake. Obviously
The boy.
we talked about him a little bit earlier on, but he after the whole Kenny thing, it wasn't looking too good. Obviously, he popped up at the Party Next Door concert, but then which he also did. They also leaked that they're going to be dropping an album together, Party and Drake, come the fall. So we'll see if that
Would love to hear that.
if that stands
Party's
true.
my guy.
Yeah, that'd be good. But he dropped 100 gigs of content, which has never been done before. 100 gigs is a lot. I didn't get to all of it because I have a life, and like shout out the boy, but
Thanks.
like I ain't fanning out like that. But there was some good stuff on there. What I do want to say is that I think it was absolutely genius in the sense that he's not tucking tail and hiding. I think him feeding his core fans, especially a lot of historical stuff, because the nostalgia will win any single time.
That's a fact.
What I did appreciate is some of the leak tracks which we played earlier. It's up. That was off the content dump, as well as we just got a brand new, the clear version, the best version we've ever heard of the Benny tune, Buffalo Freestyle with him and Drake today. We just got.
Fam, I think I sent it to you.
Yeah.
It sounded hard.
Yeah, it sounded good. We'll run it next week as well. But I also like to see his work ethic. Like, we got to see the behind the scenes of him in the studio and the way he creates.
Yeah.
I think I love that as an artist. We both come from that background, just to see how the greats do it. I
Yeah.
think it's always a good insight to see that. So I loved it. Some of the other content, in regards to, certain songs he was writing, the stuff about Serena talking to his mom, talking to his mom about Serena, about the song about her. And so I thought it made him really feel down to earth.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was just happy to get that content dump. I got it in a WhatsApp message with beer tunes. Yeah. So you know what I mean? I've been going through it, and Drake is prolific, man.
Absolutely.
It's great to just hear his progression through the records. Really like that record we just played.
Yeah. The tune with Lotto isn't bad either.
Facts.
And then obviously we'll run the Buffalo freestyle because you already know how we are with the Griselda.
And I was just out in Buffalo. Shout out to the Buffalo Bills.
Shout out Buffalo. Shout out Buffalo all day. It's second home. I guess lastly, entertainment. Tory Lanez, active from the bin. Shout out to boy. It looks like Tory brought some bottles for at a table at Club 44 Live. With a recording for everybody in there. So he bought out the bottles. Yeah. It's a huge flex. It's the first time I've heard of it. The man's in I've seen it
inside.
Yeah, I've seen some people reference that Meech, I think, did this in Atlanta or whatever the case is. But, who puts anything past Meech at the end of the day?
Can't wait for that to come back.
But for this to be not done in years, obviously.
Yeah.
Power move, super flex. What do you think about that?
I think it was cool. I don't really get the point of it, but
status.
I mean, he is dropping new music. He's dropping new music, so it is kind of getting his name out in the streets and just showing what he can do. Tory had a terrific run right before he was going inside. He sold his album as an NFT, made $1 million in 2 hours. Incredible work. So, the Toronto man in me wants to say free Tory until Tory's free. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Big shout out. Big shout out. But also, he did drop some music from there, and it's sounding amazing. He's in Baseline or something.
Yeah, he's figured out a way to get it mastered and engineered,
beautifully,
and recorded beautifully.
Did he move to Vibe Studio? Vibe's left. He had a free studio in there.
So that is a thing in Jamaica. They do have a recording studios for inmates. Yeah,
because Vibe was getting some amazing sounding music.
Jacure's biggest behind these prison walls. Yeah. That was recorded in the pen. GP, General Penitentiary. So, you know what I'm saying? Before we wrap up, I just wanted to ask you about something.
Shoot, yeah.
For years, we've been covering and looking at this Rockefeller split.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Okay.
Team Dame, Team J. Dame brought Biggs in.
Yeah.
Biggs messes with Jay.
Yeah.
All right, we got this album, Reasonable Doubt, classic. Ownership is split.
Should have went triple.
Ownership is split.
Yeah.
Dame still has his percentage of the ownership, and he's looking to sell it. Now, today I heard he's looking for over $10 million, and you will get 2 Rockefeller chains.
Jeez.
Chaining day. So if you remember that
you know what that is for
video.
Hold on. A guy like me, dog.
Hold on. Jeez. Yo, Rockefeller video.
Yeah.
Through the wire. Kanye West. Remember Dame was wearing that Canadian Adidas jacket. Yeah. Came out and he said, "I'm the newest member of the Rockefeller team," and he put the chain on his neck. How iconic is that chain?
Yo, it's amazing. It is. I'll put, and in no particular order, but I probably will put the Wu symbol number 1. But as identifiers,
the chain,
I would probably put the Wu symbol, the Rockefeller chain for sure.
But the Wu didn't have a Wu chain. The Rockefeller chain is it.
No, I'm just saying, but as identifiers
in terms of jewelry, it's like the big Jesus piece.
Yeah.
Notorious B.I.G.'s Jesus piece.
But the Rockefeller chain. Because the Rockefeller chain came with solidification. Like you were here, you were one of them.
Like your team.
You were part of Team USA.
Especially before it got watered down.
Yeah.
Not to say it got watered down, but before they started signing everybody.
Yeah, 100%. But again, we've talked about this many times. Like the watering down of Rockefeller goes with the splitting of Jay-Z and Dame and Biggs and Dame.
Getting assets.
And you can see in hindsight that Dame was trying to, hold on to the industry where Jay, hold on to the brand where Jay was done with the brand.
He was holstering up his team so that the breakup wouldn't feel as crazy because he had Graph, MOP.
Yeah, everybody. The roster was huge.
Dipset.
Huge.
State Prop. Like, he had artists to choose from
had 12
there.
members. State Prop had 11 members. Like,
You know what I mean?
yeah, so I get it, but...
So...
Yeah, shoot.
You get the opportunity to buy Dame's portion of Rockefeller.
Yeah. Which might be 10.
You got the money. You got the money.
Okay,
you got 200 M's in the bank.
Yeah.
You're a businessman. Money's coming through. You're not worried about it. Even if it's a bad, even if it's a bad investment, you can handle that. You just tell Shorty, like, we good.
We
like,
good. Yeah.
We
Couple
riding.
flip here, couple
You know what I'm saying? I got this.
Yeah.
Are you buying it, or what are you doing?
Okay, so if you were to ask me this question 2 weeks ago,
Right.
I'm on the bidding block. I want a piece of hip hop history. As a big Jay-Z fan, I just want to have, my piece of that pie, because I invested so much time into the music, into the art, into the fashion, everything Jay-Z, Rockefeller, etc. 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Now, since Jay-Z's come out and said, hold on right now. Anybody that wants to buy this intellectual piece of my property is going to, have to pay out your ass, and I'm coming for it in 6 years. So it's mine anyways. And with that new information, I think it changes everything for me. Because Jay-Z's money's long. And even if it's not just his money, like I'm sure, like, if he needs to go and get bread, he'll get someone else to pony that up for him.
No,
that's number one. Two, that's someone's baby. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about this earlier. Like, if someone came for your baby, for this thing that you worked your whole life up, because everyone's first album is your whole life up until that point.
Right.
Your first piece of art. It's all of the blood, sweat, and tears you put up until that point, or whatever you're doing creatively. I'm fighting for that until death. So now it's on. Now it's smoke. Right? You know that. You know what that means for me. What you try? All right. It's over. It's up. I'm coming to get that. So I think when we were kind of breaking it down as well, like, if I were in the opportunity to buy it and I knew Jay-Z wasn't there or wasn't involved or wasn't gonna, I would buy it. But I'd probably want to give it back to him in some way, shape, or form.
You're not messing with Jay like that.
Not at all. And I already seen, like, just his history. He can be petty. He has that bone in him. And he doesn't forget. He keeps going at man's. What? You answer that question. What do you think? What would you do?
I'm buying it.
Okay.
I'm donating it to the hip hop museum.
I like that.
But I'm also donating it back to Jay.
Yeah.
So Jay, this is yours.
Yeah.
But we just need access to the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We will even make, some type of monument to this album. Maybe a monument to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving this back to you. You give us access to little tidbits that nobody would have from pieces of your album.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get the car that you had.
Yeah.
On the album cover.
Yeah,
maybe we could get maybe we could get the cigar
from the Blueprint
holder
album.
and then just little pieces and artifacts from all your albums. We could put the nice facts on there and make it, you walk through and you see this is album 1 and these are the artifacts we have, these are the pieces. Yeah. And we good like that.
Listen, on the bit, I like that. And you also said something earlier in regards to, maybe give me like a 1 piece, 1% off every album or something. Still hold that, you keep that, but I get a little share off everything.
Come on.
Why not?
Come on,
why
I'm
not?
giving it back
I think that's good sound investment advice from Blueprint Radio.
What is 1% when you got 99?
100 problems.
It's not like I could outvote you.
Yeah.
99 problems, but
bitch ain't one. Hit me. All right. Anything else in entertainment? I think we covered like a month and a half right now.
For real. So what are you saying? We're going to get into some music?
Yeah, let's get right back into music right now. So the next track we're going to play is The Largest, The Plug. Brand new just dropped. Big Sean's about to drop. He's dropped 2 tracks with Alchemist. So this might be the best sounding Big Sean we've ever heard.
That's a fact.
Or maybe since the early Kanye days. And then we're going to run... Proclivities, LL Cool J Sweetie, Blueprint Radio. Let's get it.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
with Matic Roses.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, we back.
Of course.
All right.
Talk about it. Because I need to talk about it.
So we're going to start with Paris Olympics?
The worst Olympic display I've seen in years.
That's harsh. That is harsh.
In my life.
Is this ISO time already? First episode?
The background stories that we're getting about the Paris Olympics.
I know, it's terrible. It's
I don't even,
though,
exactly. We don't even really mess with France.
Yeah, it's French.
If you know the history of France.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the French people.
Yeah, much love.
But the stuff that they did to our societies.
Yeah, it's
and
they're
still benefiting off.
It's par for the course, you know. It's just one of those. People called it when it was first announced in France. Now, you know, it's over now, and I'll say that
they started off the ceremonies mad wow with that picture of the Last Supper.
Listen, I don't even want. Listen, the agendas and the images that they had at the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies, we'll just leave that.
Don't disrespect me.
It's and that's the one thing I'll take away from multiple points of the Olympics is the disrespect. So I'm glad it's over. I don't see them being this disrespectful in LA in 28. But let's talk about some of the good things. So let's start with Team Canada. Oh, Canada, all love. You know, we went out there. I'm always a little disappointed into our as a sports fan and a competitor in our totals. Now, I understand when it comes to the Olympics, just look at a country's population and then you'll look at how much medals they're going to win, and that's ultimately the way that works. So I get it. But, you know, I'm still proud of what we've done. 27 medals in total, 9 gold, 7 silver, 11 bronze. So big shout outs to Team Canada.
For a country that doesn't really put as much resource into
athletics
and
amateur sport too,
and even entertainment.
Yeah, you know, it's not. And
we're
again,
okay.
It's listen. I'll take it. I'll take it at the end of the day. Big shout out to Summer McIntosh, who won 3 golds in her discipline of swimming.
Amazing,
4
display.
in total.
Is she the GOAT?
Well, last summer it was Penny. What's her name? Alexia or something like that.
Yeah.
And she went crazy. So you know, we'll see. We're always good in swimming. I'll say that. So
right.
We're also big shout out to Summer. We're also really good at track, especially the 4x1. So big shout out
to Team Canada, who nobody expected.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and it's funny when you go back and look at the stats. So they won the 4x100 gold medal. It's crazy, and a crazy note to state is that Team Jamaica that won the 4x1 in Tokyo didn't even qualify for that race. And another tidbit, I'll give you 2 more tidbits, is Team Canada, not a single individual sprinter qualified for any medal events, and they won the 4x1 gold. And I'll even say this, in Rio we finished bronze,
right? In
Tokyo we finished silver, and in Paris we finished in gold.
It's just a part of trust in the process.
So big shout out, big
and
applause.
our boy that runs the anchor, we know he's the man.
Yo, big shout outs to the whole team. So you know, speaking to the disrespect, I think, you know, we'll say big shout outs to breakdancing because we are a hip hop show, being a part of the Olympics. Even when I heard it, when it first was announced years ago, I was a little like, huh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, you know, the world's, you know, getting hip to hip hop, and 50 years of hip hop, it looks like it's coming to fruition. You know, in regards to the judging, it was a little sus. Now, we won gold, so I'm not going to hate on the judging too much.
And shout out to the man who won gold because he was killing it.
Yo, he's a Toronto and a Vancouver man.
Rate him.
So I'll give him a big shout out. Sorry
Rate
about the
him.
names. We'll get the names for you guys on that. But big shout out to them. But evidently, you know, what stood out more than the Olympic gold was that female from Australia that didn't break dance.
Yo, son.
That did some
supposedly,
next bullshit.
I heard that supposedly her tryouts were way better than what she displayed.
Yeah, well, regardless.
Because I heard a wild story that she was part of the committee to select individuals to be part of the breakdancing team, and then wasn't giving the funding to the real breakdancers and inserted herself in there to represent when she doesn't have the credentials.
It looked like it.
But somebody else told me that that's a false story. There was a lot of false stories in the Olympics.
Bruh. for her, from what I saw, like I'm just going off eye test.
It didn't look good,
bro. She didn't deserve to be in the country.
No.
How is she able to be a part of the qualifying group for a medal at the Olympics? To me, the Olympics, and it takes away the credibility, and credibility has been stripped throughout this whole Olympics. I'm looking at a lot of the events, and it didn't look like the best of anybody's, other than a certain sports, the major sports. We'll get to basketball in a second, but like a lot of the more amateur sport, my guy walks into the building, sticks his hand into his pocket, pulls out and wins the silver medal, hand in his pocket. Like, what are we talking about?
That looks so ill.
It was G.
That looks so ill.
He's the best.
And that was like the female boxer from, I think it was Iran.
It was Iran or Turkey, one of the two.
Iran or Turkey, and they were trying to say that she was a man, but she's not really a man.
Well, only
and
because
there was
of what the
lot
girl said, right? What her Italian opponent said.
Listen,
I've never been hit in the face that hard in my life.
But
which would assume that
she
got hit by a man.
Well, she generates a little bit more testosterone than the average female, and that's why they were going at her. But
I've never heard of that disease up until whatever. So
no,
again,
it's a real thing.
No,
it's
I'm not going to take nothing away from her medal and how hard she's
dedicated. She did her thing.
She put her life into this, right? And I'm thinking,
exactly.
If the Olympics got this wrong, you know what I mean? And like what else have they gotten wrong, right? But the Olympics does have a history of, sometimes placing the wrong medal on the wrong neck. But
they do all types of foolishness. And I heard there was an issue with bringing your trainers in, having the right trainers there. Having people come in with you, teams being able to access the gate if they weren't staying in the village.
Look at Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri got hit with
that.
She had to forfeit. Or
Shelly Ann Fraser got hit with that too.
An event for that.
And it's just like, come on, we want to see the best of the best. Like,
DeGrasse's coach
please don't make this about protocol.
Well, again, it's
like hold on.
Politics got involved.
Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly Ann Fraser are top athletes.
Yeah.
It's beneficial. It's not somebody that you've never heard of that's about to throw a ball from their neck side. These are Olympic sprinters with medals.
But you said we started off this whole segment with, it's France. And if
disappointing.
You know, and if you know, you know, right? They hate Americans.
And it was almost
Sha'Carri is like,
listen,
that's a disservice. Listen, from her being there is probably why it happened.
Facts.
So it is what it is. Let's talk a little hoops, Olympic ball.
Man,
LeBron, Steph, KD, too much for the rest of the world.
Let's be honest. Who's the real alpha male out there?
Well, LeBron. LeBron's the alpha. LeBron is the alpha. Steph saved them in 3 games.
My God.
Heroic feat.
Those shots that he was making
it
were
was
unbelievable.
It was Infinity Stone. It was, it was the Power Stone, the Mind Stone.
If you guys didn't think Steph Curry was real, didn't think he was real, he's proven that.
Yeah, those guys were the Avengers. Like, obviously, the eye test shows you that probably Steph should have won the MVP. Braun in the first early games was the man. KD was a perfect sprinkle.
Braun is Braun, though.
So, the one question that I have, first things first, Steve Kerr is probably never coaching the Olympics again.
No, they came out with that information today.
Oh, today?
Like he might. They're saying there's a slim chance of.
I'll put money. I'll put the house that he never.
Listen,
he's never coaches that Olympics team again.
I saw a lot of
just
people
mismanaged.
A lot of people were mad at the Tatum situation.
Well, because there were opportunities where Tatum would have been more athletic than a lot of guys from other countries who didn't play.
I get it. Tatum wasn't playing well though, so he needs to use that as a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah,
him and JB.
Yeah, it's a tough. Listen, if both of them use the chips on the shoulder that they got from Olympic basketball, they're winning the next 4 chips.
So are we saying that Boston Celtics are going to win next year?
Listen, the one thing I'll say right now is Boston was by far I'm saying it every podcast I could say it on. They were the best team in the league by far. Ended up winning the chip easily. Was it 4-1?
Yep, and now they got Porzingis to come back and reestablish himself as maybe the best third option in the league.
And they're motivated, as you just said. Like, now they got chips on their shoulder for everybody that for Jaylen Brown being snuffed, for not even being invited.
Disrespect.
Not even invited.
For Derek White, bro?
He was the Eastern Finals MVP. He was the Finals MVP. He won an NBA championship. and didn't get invited to the Olympic team. Jason Tatum just won his first championship.
They keep on moving the goalpost on him.
Oh, and listen, there's a clear campaign. I'll say this 100%. There's a lot of people that don't like Jason Tatum. There are a lot.
I think Boston in general, because they also don't like Jaylen Brown either.
Boston's just weird like that. Boston's kind of like France to me in certain extents. But if you get it, you get it, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say, the one takeaway I'll take away from that, and we'll talk about Team Canada too, because we definitely have to talk. I was a little disappointed with them.
Of course.
I don't see the future in Olympic basketball for the U.S. Like, I don't see, like, after, because this is going to be the last one for LeBron, last one for Steph, and last one for KD. Steph might come back because this is his first, but those two for sure. Who do you have faith in in 2028?
Well, I wish they would have played them more. I wish they would have played more Booker. They would have got.
See, Booker in the last game was he in the first
he knew
quarter
the
and a half.
He knew the assignment,
bro. He had the assignment. He
knew
understood it, and he dealt with it properly. Shout out to Book.
I don't know if they're developing the team.
Yeah,
that's the issue. You got to get these young guys minutes. You got to find minutes for them.
Like, I know how it's going to be Hallie's team. You know it's going to be Tatum's team if he wants to come back.
Right. And a lot of guys might not come back. I heard Anthony Edwards say,
well, Embiid throughout the whole tournament was just like, I could have played for Cameroon. I could have played for France.
Disappointing. Played for Cameroon,
who
dog.
knows? Giannis called him out. And honestly, from the moment Giannis called him out, I seen a different demeanor in Embiid. Like he was like, almost second guessing himself. Like he wasn't. Embiid played good to you the whole time.
He didn't play the
like
dominant,
Embiid.
The dominant basketball that we're used to. I mean, in some games he took over and did his thing.
I felt like guilt was on this guy. Like, I want to put that on him, but
it was
just
shame.
like,
It's not guilt. It's shame.